Firstly, I want to deal with the question of uranium and India.
Prime Minister Julia Gillard will travel to India in mid-October to sign an agreement for the sale of Australian uranium. Why is Australia selling uranium to a nuclear weapon state who refuses to sign the International Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty?
The Labor Party's current platform prevents us selling uranium to India because it is not part of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty.
We were very upset and in fact shocked to hear that the Australian government, and that too a Labor Party government, had decided to sell uranium to India.
Koodakulam nuclear power plant is nearing completion. For 10 years, the locals have non-violently protested its construction. The Indian government responded by sending in police to brutally suppress all dissent at Koodakulam. In September 2012, police shot and killed 2 fishermen protesters. Police later urinated on the statue of the Virgin Mary in the local Catholic church where the protesters worship.
India is expected to increase its use of nuclear power from its current 3% of electricity generation to 40% by 2050.
This is BHP Billiton's Olympic Dam mine, which contains the largest deposit of uranium on the planet. It exports 4,000 tonnes of radioactive yellow cake each year. That amount is set to increase with India becoming a customer.
With just one little grain of sand, little speck, all is heaven and earth with just a little speck.
Aboriginal elder, Uncle Kevin Buzzacott, has invited all Australians to converge on Olympic Dam and demand that it be shut down. 400 police confront 200 peaceful protesters.
A police officer can also require you to provide your name and address and submit to body searches and searching of your possessions. Breaches of the Act constitute an offence. Do you understand that?
Using the special provisions of the Protective Security Act, police say they are there to maintain law and order.
Can you see this? This is what's happening in Australia.
I would say I'm part of a whole global movement which is, pointing out that there is absolutely no need for nuclear energy.
In 2004, Koodakulam was devastated in the Boxing Day tsunami and 1,800 people were swept away. Fukushima nuclear accidents steeled the locals' resolve not to let the power plants open, for fear the same will happen to them.
Our people watched that disaster on their TV sets in their own homes. And then they decided, look, this is a major disastrous thing. And they took a firm stand against this project.
We are a nation or a society who culturally tend to be much more lackadaisical about things regarding safety in general. Whether it's, putting 2 wires into a plug point and not worrying about that.
We haven't managed to run our railway system without any accidents. There have been series of accidents and there's so much mismanagement. I, for one, don't trust them. When the tsunami hit India in 2004, December, our scientific community was sleeping. They couldn't give a word of warning to our people.
I'm coming from Japan. I wanted to live in the own country, but I'm still scared. I can't live in Japan after this situation.
You take any project, there have been accusations of corruption, bribery, stealing public money and all that in India.
So far this year, 3 ministers in Prime Minister Singh's cabinet have been forced to resign and face major corruption charges. And now, even Prime Minister Singh himself faces major corruption allegations that under his watch, a major coal licensing scam took place.
India is our fourth biggest export market, a market worth nearly $16 billion to Australia, with enormous potential to grow as India becomes wealthier.
This lobby here in India is signing indiscriminate agreements.
Selling uranium to India will be good for the Australian economy and good for Australian jobs.
If they only knew what they were destroying as far as the dream time and the walking track and the sacred, all that, they dare not touch it.
Uranium is like a serpent, it's like the cobra. It's much better to be allowed to stay within the earth, but it will never be poisonous. It will never harm anybody else. So you don't hurt it, you don't disrupt it, don't take it out of the ground, leave it where it is.